Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say because I find this curious. Now, obviously, we're Madonna fans. We all love Madonna. We wish the best for her. We want her to live to be 120 and see all her kids get married and live happily ever after, obviously. But forgetting that she's a human being for a minute, forgetting that she's a mother for a minute, forgetting that she's like just a person, just looking at her purely as an icon, as a legend, looking at her career, looking at her reputation, some people have speculated it might have been better had she died last week. I know that's very morbid, very, very cold, and I'm not saying I wish that had happened or that should have happened, but it is interesting when you look at what's happened with her career, when you look at the situation. She's about to embark on her Greatest Hits tour, the Celebration Tour, which is essentially a comeback tour because the Madame X tour didn't do so well. It has a very bad reputation. It was a theatre tour, so not a lot of people saw it. She had to reschedule like 20 plus shows, and she cancelled about, I think 19 was the final count of cancelled shows. A lot of fans were unhappy with not being able to take cameras in, which some people said was, no, that was the rule because she didn't want people to have video of the show because of her issues. She had issues with her knee, issues with her hip. She was brought to tears in the middle of one show. She had to stop. She fell in one show. It was a train wreck. And a lot of people are saying that this show, 4 years later, is going to be worse, that she's pushing herself too hard, that the reason why she collapsed and was found unresponsive and had to be intubated and put in the ICU for several days was because she was pushing herself too hard. She is trying to maintain the level of Madonna that she's always maintained, that she's insecure about competing with the younger girls and Beyonce and Taylor Swift and all those people who are really at the top of their game, and Madonna isn't at the top of her game anymore. She is 64. She has injuries that she's managing. She can't maintain that Madonna that people have been expecting, a bit that they expect. I know a lot of people said that she wasn't up to it on the Rebel Heart tour. I disagree with that. I think she was in her prime then still. But Madame X was the beginning of, I think, a decline. And some people are saying she would have been better off dying before the show, and then it would have been left as this myth, like this it would have been great, as opposed to failing, because that is the idea now, that this show is going to be a train wreck. She's already pushed herself so hard to get ready that she nearly died, doing 12-hour days, and got sick and nearly died, and that she's going to kill herself to finish the tour, or it's just going to be subpar. And when you think of scenarios like Whitney Houston, she'd lost her voice due to smoking the you-know-what, but she still toured, and it was embarrassing and sad, and no one likes to look at those performances of her trying to sing, and no one wants to see Madonna trying to dance and failing. So perhaps it would have been better if she had either retired or died like all the other icons. Like Michael Jackson died before that tour, and there is that myth that tour would have been great. It would have been his final sort of crowning glory, and this tour could have been the same thing, but it may end up just being a disaster. It may go well. She may manage to actually hold back a little bit and take it a bit easier and actually not give herself too much, and actually manage to do the shows as planned, and just accept that she's older and she can't do everything she used to do, and let the backup dancers take up the slack. This may work. This may be great. It may also be an absolute train wreck. This may just be the first cart coming off the tracks. But so I just wanted to think about and talk about just the idea of what would have happened if Madonna had died at this point in her career before this tour. How would that affect how her legacy would be versus continuing on and continuing to upset, embarrass, frustrate, anger people who feel like she is destroying her own legacy by continuing to push herself when she can't sort of perform like she used to. So I just wanted to comment on that. Some people have said it. I thought they were kind of hard and cold. A lot of people are making jokes about ageism, about just making fun of her. and so forth. I think that's cruel. I think it's nasty. I don't want anything bad to happen to Madonna, but I did think about it and I thought, what would have happened in an alternate reality if Madonna had died instead of being taken to the ICU in time and, you know, continue on with the tour? How would it have gone down in history? How would it have looked? How would it have affected how her legacy, like when you look at someone like Elvis and how he finished out, I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to pontificate on it for a moment, think about it for a moment, not saying I would want that to happen or anything negative, but just very curious that some people are going there, and I thought it was kind of interesting how that looked. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. No, I don't want anything bad to happen to Madonna. I want her to finish the tour. I want it to be great. I want her to, you know, continue to be Madonna. But